Hello, and it's time for another look at one of my favourite guns in Battlefield 1. This time it's for the medic class, and it's the Selbstlader 1916 Marksman. Now, while the BAR may well be my favourite gun in the entire game, I think the Selbstlader is probably the best gun in the entire game. Because this gun acts exactly like a DMR in Battlefield 4. There's so little difference that it could actually just be put straight into Battlefield 4. So what advantages does it have over the other medic class weapons? Well, I'm going to compare it to the Mondragon Marksman and to the auto-loading. The auto-loading is the other medic gun with a larger magazine, and the Mondragon was my favourite gun from the beta and is kind of the medium range medic gun that I was most used to. The Selbstlader does 40 damage out to about 25 metres, and then from 50 metres it's doing 35 damage. So with body shots it's always going to be a 3-shot kill. If you can get a headshot in there, it's going to be a 2-shot kill. That's the same as the Mondragon, but it's much better than the auto-loading, which starts at 38 damage and drops off to 21. So that's not always a 3-shot kill. The biggest advantage of the Selbstlader is its magazine size and its reload time. It's got a 26 round magazine and it reloads if you've got a bullet left in 2.3 seconds. If the magazine's empty, it goes out to 3.4 seconds. So it's actually faster than the auto loading to reload and much faster than the Mondragon, which uses strips. Like all the guns in Battlefield 1, its side-to-side recoil is balanced and it's 0.3 left and 0.3 right, so that's pretty average for the medic guns. Its aim down sight accuracy is exactly the same as the Mondragon, but its spread increase is a lot lower. It's half that of the Mondragon, so you can fire off multiple shots with the Selbstlader and you're going to get less spread than you do with the Mondragon. So although its rate of fire is less than that of the Mondragon, its accurate rate of fire is actually better than the Mondragon's. Because of that spread increase, the Mondragon can't really keep up to its maximum rate of fire. But when you get your timings right with a Selbstlader, its accurate fire is actually faster than that of the Mondragon. It has a muzzle velocity of 800 meters per second, so that means you can actually get 3 shots accurately onto ranged targets, even if they're moving. Now it does take quite a while to adjust to, but if you play the DMRs a lot in Battlefield 4, you can pretty much just pick up this Selbstlader and use it exactly the same as you would in Battlefield 4. And I think that's why I like this gun so much. It's effectively a combination between a DMR and a semi-automatic assault rifle. Now of course I use the Marksman variant because it's got a really good scope on it. With my eyesight I like guns that have got magnification. In fact the scope's probably better than most of the scopes you got in Battlefield 4. It's got proper crosshairs, they're quite fine so they don't obstruct any of the view, and of course because it's a ×4 scope there's no scope glint. And the combination of the scope and the bullet velocity and the accurate fire means that this is really good for counter sniping because the sniper can't see your glint and you can see his. Now when you get to close-up combat and hip firing, yes, the Selbstlader does suffer a bit, but not compared to things like the Mondragon. The only thing it really suffers in comparison to is the auto loading. If you're expecting a lot of close-in fights, then you probably want to go for the standard iron sight version of the Selbstlader. But for most of the maps in Battlefield 1, the Marksman variant is probably the best option to take. If the fighting does get really close up, then its hipfire is not terrible, it's just not something you want to rely on. Now one topic that's not often talked about in Battlefield 1 when it comes to close range combat is the bayonet on guns. Now as you can see here I'm running with the bayonet, but did you know there are actual penalties for using the bayonet on your gun? Your aim down sight time is actually slower and you do get a slight recoil penalty when using the bayonet as well. Now you've got to counteract that against the benefits of the charge, and when I've tried it out with the bayonet and without the bayonet the differences seem to be really small. But if you are on a long range map and are planning on shooting at longer ranges, it is worth thinking about that the bayonet is actually costing you in accuracy. So that's the Selbstlader, my favourite gun in the medic class, particularly the marksman variant. It's got a great magazine size, it's got a good reload time, it's accurate, and it's got a 3-shot kill damage model at any range. It dominates at medium ranges, but it can also project out to long range for counter sniping, and it's not terrible at close range. If, like me, you were a fan of the DMRs in Battlefield 4, then you're really going to like the Selbstlader. For me, no other gun in the medic class even comes close to it. So go out, try the Selbstlader if you haven't already, and next time I'll talk about my favourite assault gun. Thanks for watching.